Hello and welcome to my Mindful Meanderings. My name is Chrissy and today I wanted to share with you some information about a short course that I took on edx.com. Now, this is a great website to give you an idea on what different types of courses are available out there. You don't have to pay for many of these courses unless you want to get a certification or a degree or a bachelor's or something like that. These are really great courses in that you can do everything remotely and you can get really high standard qualifications from the likes of a Harvard or a London University, and jump on there. I think that there's a lot of value even just seeing what's available. There's so much to choose from. Now, the course that I decided to take is called Design Your Career, and the reason I wanted to get a feel for this course is because I'm in a bit of flux at the moment with the work that I'm doing, and so I'm contemplating that in the event that the work I'm doing wraps up, should I decide that I do not wish to continue doing the type of work that I have been doing, that this gives me an opportunity to explore different and new career paths. You can also use this Design Your Careers training resource to figure out how you can reach out to your network and basically start finding opportunities that are in the current field that you're doing or potentially in a new field. There's no limitation to how you apply this information, but it is more designed to help plant some seeds for you to grow the current mental framework that you've got. First and foremost, the course encourages you to list 5 job organizations or industries that you may be curious about learning more about. For me, I selected finance and mortgage broking, and this is partly because I do know quite a few people in this industry and partly because I have a finance background, and I thought that there might be an opportunity for me to upskill and get more diversity in my portfolio, my skill set, and so that was number 1 for me. I've also got here developing a social media following, travel and tourism, business administration management, and audio and visual editing for social media. Now, one that I didn't put onto this list, which I came up with a bit later, was becoming an executive assistant. The reason why I was considering doing executive assistant work is because it's not a massive jump on what I've done in the past. So when I first started working, I was given an opportunity to work at an accounting firm. My role was predominantly as an accounts assistant supporting the accountant, but from time to time I was also the support person that helped out in the reception and planning bookings and travel and all that sort of stuff. So having had a little bit of experience with that as well as other things over the years, I thought that becoming an executive assistant wasn't a far stretch of the imagination for me and wouldn't require a massive change in education or skill set. I could just lean on my prior experience and potentially get a little bit more training should I have some gaps in my knowledge. What interesting opportunities might this organizational role be able to offer? Every question in this course is going to just give you an opportunity to expand your awareness about why you might be wanting to do this. So I decided initially I would just focus on the finance and mortgage broking side of things. I found for me that interesting opportunities that this type of role would be able to offer. There would be more connection with people. There would be an opportunity to create a network and also to reach into the network that I currently have and be able to expand my knowledge, having a better understanding about how to manage your finances, how to apply for a mortgage, how to connect the dots between all the different aspects of a mortgage broker does. There's obviously a huge range of things that any industry can offer you. Those are just a few things that I had identified. When we're thinking about our outbound network, so these are people that we know personally, who do we know in that industry? Based on the people that you have in your mind, create an informal interview, considering the questions that you might ask someone if you had an opportunity to sit down with them for coffee and basically pick their brains about the different experiences they've had over the years. When you're conducting an informal interview, you need to have some questions to prompt you because you don't want to be wasting the other person's time. They've taken time out of their schedule to share this information with you, so make sure that you come prepared. Here's an example of some of the questions that I decided to put into my informal interview. If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice when you started this job, what would it be? Number 2, what inspired you to pursue a career in finance and mortgage broking? Now, obviously, you can tailor this to whatever you like, but that was my question. The reason for these questions is you want to understand their motives, and this can provide insights into the industry's appeal and challenges. Number 3, what are the essential skills and qualifications needed to succeed in this industry? This question can help you identify key areas for development and focus in your education and training. Number 4, can you describe a typical day in your role as a mortgage broker or financial advisor? So learning about the daily responsibilities can give you a really realistic view on what to expect in this career path. Number 5, what are the biggest challenges you face in your job and how do you overcome them? Understanding challenges can help you prepare and develop strategies to address similar issues. Number 6, how has the finance and mortgage broking industry changed over the past few years? This can provide insights into industry trends, technology advancements, and regulatory changes. Number 7, what are the most rewarding aspects of working in finance and mortgage broking? Knowing what professionals find fulfilling can help you gauge if this career aligns with your personal goals and values. Number 8, what advice would you give to someone just starting out in the finance and mortgage broking industry? Tips from experienced professionals can provide invaluable information for new entrants. Number 9, how do you stay updated with industry regulations and market trends? This can help you understand the importance of continuous learning and professional development in this field. Number 10, what tools and software do you use most frequently in your job? Familiarizing yourself with industry standard tools can give you a competitive edge and improve your efficiencies. And if you can get some exposure to using some of the software and tools, that could give you a really good opportunity when you're having an interview with somebody down the track, because you can already speak with a level of experience. Can you share a success story where you significantly impacted a client's financial situation? Having real life examples can provide inspiration and highlight the positive impacts that you can have in a new career. There's just a few ideas for you and the type of questions I have put together. Getting a few tips to get started. So first of all, you need to do your homework. Take some time to do your research on LinkedIn, Seek, and other online platforms to learn about the professional you're interviewing. Consider what questions you have about their work. Number 2, try to meet in person. On the phone is okay, but face-to-face is always best. 3, always try to buy coffee or lunch. Your interviewees is giving you their time. Paying is a good way of showing your appreciation and beginning to create a connection. 4, ask your interviewee who else they recommend you speak with. If the interview has gone well, they may be willing to connect you with other professionals that you could learn from and who might have opportunities for you. And number 5, after the interview, send a thank you note. Email is okay, but a handwritten note is even better. And if they ask you to keep them posted on your progress, do so. Can you connect with anyone through an inbound network approach? These are people doing certain types of jobs, someone in the medical field, for example, people working in a specific organization, people who hold specific positions. Speak with people in your network about who they know who works in that industry. Write down 5 unique experiences that could be interesting or relevant to someone who doesn't know much about you. You want to reframe the concept of an elevator pitch. What you do, why you do it, and how you can help. So in this instance, we're going to change it slightly into an elevator conversation. I'm interested to learn about your work. Explain what it is you do and how you can help. Having some really key elements about understanding what they do and the areas in which you can support one another. And ask them if they would be open to sharing more about how they do what they do. What are 3 upcoming events or opportunities that you could attend where you might meet people who could help you learn more about the job, organization, or topic that you are curious about? Use the resources you have available. Ask your friends, colleagues, professors, and check event lists for your colleges and universities. Look at websites for local organizations or groups and do a web search. Become a member of a BNI group, which is Business Networking International Group. Jumping onto meetups. I don't know about where you are in your part of the world, but where we are here in Australia, meetups can both be social as well as business oriented, and quite frequently, especially if you're in one of the larger cities, you may find that there are business meetup groups where people will catch up for coffee and chat about the type of work they're doing, the challenges they're experiencing, and just being there to support one another. In this day and age, there's a lot of us that work remotely, and so being able to connect with people on a regular basis who are either in the same industry as you or potentially looking for opportunities in other industries to network with other people, this could be a really great opportunity for you. There are financial literacy network groups, and you can speak with finance specialists about upcoming events that they might be hosting. I know one of the businesses I used to work with, they would frequently have meetings in their accounting office where they would share information about current events and give people an opportunity to meet and network. There are also Facebook groups which you can join up with and meet people and potentially go and catch up for a coffee or a lunch. Next, you want to look at some job listing websites to identify what the job would entail. If I were to jump onto seek.com.au and I put in finance broker, what type of tasks would be required to fulfill the function of a mortgage broker? And so you can obviously do that with whatever type of job that you're interested in. It could be anything from becoming a barista through to becoming a salesperson. You've really got to understand the nuts and bolts about what the different tasks are in any position that you might be interested in. And then if you identify that there are gaps in your knowledge on how to do some of those things, then that's a good place to start so that you can take it to the next level and be prepared when you are ready to actually apply for roles. Because it's all very well applying for a job, but if you don't have experience to pull on, it does make it a bit tricky and it reduces your odds of being selected. What are the primary responsibilities and key deliverables that the role you're considering doing requires? Go to a job listing website and identify a job that on its face you're unsure whether you would be excited about. What questions might you ask the hiring manager to learn more about a position to uncover potentially wonderful elements of the role? So I'm going to give you an example of some of the questions I thought up to give you a bit of an indication as to things that could be beneficial to you. What are the primary responsibilities and key deliverables for this role? So when asking this question, it helps you to identify the core duties and whether they align with your skills and interests. It can also reveal any unique and exciting projects you might be working on. Number 2, can you describe the team structure and dynamic of the department for the role that you're wanting to apply for? Learning about the team can give you insights into the working environment, potential mentorship opportunities, and collaboration within the department. Sometimes it can also give you an indication as to what the culture of the team is like as well. Number 3, what are the biggest challenges currently facing the team and how does this role contribute to overcoming them? Understanding the challenges can help you gauge the impact you can make and whether the role offers problem-solving opportunities that might be stimulating and rewarding to you. Number 4, what opportunities for professional development and career progression does this role offer? This question can uncover potential growth paths, training programs and certifications that the company supports, which might make the role more appealing. Additionally, I find that this question also offers you an insight as to whether this role has potential for growth. Years ago, when I jumped into the role I'm in now, I had great aspirations for career progression and growth within the role, and I kind of wish I'd had exposure to this course way back then, because in hindsight, the reality is that this role doesn't offer me much room to grow or move in any direction, which is why I find myself in this position that I am in today. Number 5, how does this role interact with other departments within the organization? Understanding cross-departmental interactions can reveal the scope of the role and its strategic importance, possibly highlighting interesting collaborations and broader impact on the company. These questions can help you gain deeper understanding of the role and identify aspects that could make it a wonderful opportunity for a career development. Many people feel anxiety and inauthentic about applying for positions when they're not certain that they want to accept the job. But until you have a job offer, you don't need to worry about accepting anything. If you would honestly and authentically be excited to receive a job offer, then it's worth moving forward. Can you identify any time, past or present, when you decided not to pursue an opportunity because you weren't sure if you wanted to follow through with it? I know I certainly have. As an example, somebody in the finance department at an organization that I worked in, although I was in administration and finance support, someone who was in the finance department said to me, "You should come and work in our department and we can help get you qualified as an accountant." And in hindsight, I probably should have spent a bit more time thinking about it, because that might have taken me in a totally different direction. But that doesn't mean that the choice I made was wrong. I feel that I would be a completely different person had I made that choice way back then. But I'm fairly happy with the direction I'm going in now, and you don't have to stick with one career process forever and a day. Yes, some people like the idea of having one career path and sticking with it their entire lives. And there are other people out there who enjoy having a lot of varied experience. And so you need to do what's right for you. Lastly on my list, I have a question for you. Who is a mentor, a friend, or advisor who you could brainstorm with and be willing to accept feedback? Be really mindful who you choose for this one, because you need to be able to accept their feedback and you need to be open to their feedback. So if you are asking for someone to be a mentor or an advisor and they come across as really harsh and you don't respond well, then you may find that that's the wrong person for you. However, if you reframe that and you look at it from the perspective that this person has my best interests at heart and their feedback is paramount for me to move forward in this career path that I'm interested in, then that person who pops into your mind, that is the person that I would encourage you to reach out to. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback about my process. There's a bit more in-depth learning when it comes to designing your career, and I thought this would be a really good basis for you to start with if this is something that you've been considering, or even if you're just starting out. So I hope that this information has been useful to you. Please like, share and subscribe, and I wish you all the best and hope that you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Until next time, bye for now.